look at that. Wow.
So here you see, we can see the border, look.
Baalbek, Lebanon really has to be seen to be believed. One of the most mysterious ancient sites in the world captures the imagination. Whether you believe the Romans moved those giant megaliths, or if you believe there is more to the story that we are missing. And there are way too many AI videos on Baalbek recycling the same old images. So I thought I'd better make one myself with my own images and videos from my 2 trips to the site. Now, academics do have some good points. If the Romans could transport granite pillars and obelisks overseas from Egypt to Rome, including several that were 100 tons plus, then why couldn't they transport 800 ton blocks half a mile? When you put it like that, it certainly seems possible. Many people on the alternative side of history would argue that the trilithon blocks do not resemble any other work in the Roman world, or that the Romans would have not wasted the blocks left in the quarry. Both good points, and I tend to agree. Where are the giant rectangular blocks in Rome? If they could do it in Baalbek, why not the capital? And why would they just leave them lying in the quarry without making good use of them? These are the sort of questions that draw me and many others to Baalbek. Standing next to those blocks is something you can't quite comprehend. It really does make you question reality. Did whoever cut, move and lift those blocks have advanced technology? Could they move those blocks with sound using acoustic technology? Or is there a more mundane explanation, such as using tree log rollers and capstans maybe? The Romans were great engineers after all, but would the cedars of Lebanon sustain 800 tons of stone? I've heard both sides of the argument. Academics say of course it could if distributed properly, while alternative researchers believe they would be instantly crushed. The mainstream believe that the holes in the giant blocks were to assist in moving them by inserting Lewis bolts inside them. I've seen some demonstrations and it only appears to be for smaller blocks. These holes are also found on the giant blocks in Jerusalem along the western wall, said to be constructed during the time of King Herod the Great. Just look at the size of this. Look at the size of it. He was known to be involved in massive construction projects, and there are many similarities between the Baalbek blocks and the ones in the Western Wall. The largest is estimated to be around 450 to 500 tons, and Baalbek or Heliopolis was said to have started construction from 16 BC. So when you start looking into this topic, a lot of lines of evidence do seem to point you towards the Romans building the giant wall. Though I still get a sense that we are missing something. Have we ever tested the theory of tree log rollers for such massive stones? No, we have not. And how did they raise those blocks in the trilithon so high? And why put smaller blocks below? What is the purpose of these blocks around the corner from the trilithon? They're not at the same elevation, but are around 400 tons apiece. And why didn't the builders put another big block on the corner? It certainly looks like there is a space for another one, especially seeing as there are 3 in the quarry nearby. For some reason the builders did not have use for the ones left in situ. Now I've heard quotes from alternative researchers stating that the cataclysm may have stopped the work going back to the Younger Dryas. But I think it is a little bit unbelievable that the builders would be building that wall at the exact moment the cataclysm arrived. Or was it the Phoenicians? They built a temple to Baal-hadad there. Archaeologists found evidence of this. Then the Greeks and Romans came and built the temples dedicated to Bacchus, Jupiter and Venus. So we know for a fact that people were there before the Romans. I would not rule out the Phoenicians being capable of moving and lifting these stones. They achieved some great things. It's easy to say the Romans built the whole platform because the temple is above, but it does look out of place. Like a previous civilization built it and the Romans built on top. Just even these, mate. These are a side note. There's just too many unanswered questions with Baalbek for me to fully commit. On my first visit in October 2023, I was all in on the megaliths being built by a lost civilization, and I still think that's possible, but there is also good evidence that the Romans may have somehow accomplished this. One thing's for sure, more work needs to be done at Baalbek. I understand that currently things are not stable in the region. On my second visit in July 2025, I was the only tourist there, but I'm hoping that things do improve soon. We need to see further excavations to learn more about Baalbek. I do find it a bit odd that the walls with the giant blocks remain covered with sediment. What is below those great foundations? Could there be more massive blocks? It certainly does leave some mystery and requires further investigations. But I also understand the mainstream conclusions about Baalbek. The Romans were very capable of moving megaliths. I am not sure if we will know for certain, but the wonder of Baalbek, like many sites in Egypt and around the world, inspires me, and more videos are to come. Thank you.